Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are back today for some more Formula 1 22 My Team Career Mode here in Mexico on round 14 of 16. Season 2 is coming to an end here. We got this race and then two more, obviously, after that. If you guys did not watch the last video, be sure to go and watch that. It was an atrocity that happened to me. We DNF'd and we are officially out of the Drivers' Championship now. Even if we go and win every single race with the fastest lap, it won't be enough. We're like 100 and something points behind Charles Leclerc. However, we are still in the fight for the Constructors' Championship. We're only 45 points behind Red Bull right now, so with a few good races from Sebastian Vettel and I, we could definitely still claim the Constructors' Championship, which will help us going into next season because most of our upgrades are almost spec'd out. Our facilities are mostly at spec 2. I upgraded the chassis facility to spec 3 to get some of those upgrades in, but the other ones are almost spec'd out, so we're gonna have to be upgrading facilities come next season. So this prize money from the Constructors' Championship will definitely help us out a lot with that. And up to this point, the FIA has not announced any regulation changes. I know in the driver career mode they announced it on like the last race or the second last race, and I thought that there wasn't going to be any, so I spent all the points on upgrades for the car, and then they announced that there were regulation changes, and that put us on the back foot for the driver career mode. So I'm holding off on spending any points right now to get upgrades because I'm assuming that either this race or the next one they will announce changes to the rules if there are going to be any. We do have a pretty big surplus in points right now, which puts us in a great position come next season because either there's going to be regulation changes and we can use these points to keep all the components and keep our current standing in the R&D charts, or if there's no regulation changes, we just throw them into more upgrades, which will even put us even more ahead than the other cars on this grid. So we still have a pretty big gap in that performance compared to the other teams on the grid, and if our reliability gets a little bit better come next season, then we should be well on our way to a Constructors and Drivers Championship. We need Sebastian Vettel as well if we do decide to re-sign him. Still undecided on that. We need him to put up a good performance, especially here in Mexico at the end of Q2 here. It's looking pretty good. I come in P2 at the end of Q2, and then Sebastian Vettel in P1. We are going to have another engine penalty because of our DNF in the USA. So wherever we end up, we're going to lose 10 spots minus whoever else has a grid penalty. So we'll probably start off like at the front of the midfield here, but into Q3, we're still going to try and qualify for pole position, add it to our stat list, and obviously minimize the damage for this race here. Sergio Perez currently in P2, coming out of the first 3 turns here. We're 10th up on the previous flyer. Sebastian Vettel currently nowhere to be found in the top 5 here. We actually have 5 different teams currently in the top 5 here in Q3, but honestly, Sebastian Vettel usually just shows up right at the end and just miraculously ends up on pole or in the top 3 usually, so hopefully he's able to repeat that here. Sergio Perez currently in P2, trying to impress the home fans here in Mexico. He's not in contention for the Drivers' Championship either. It's really only Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen now in the final showdown for the Drivers' Championship. I'm sure he would like to win this race nonetheless because he hasn't been able to win it in real life or in this F1 universe because obviously this is the first time that we're racing here. But through the final corner, we haven't gained too much on the previous flyer. We purple sector 2 with a green sector 1, and we crossed the line, and it is going to be a pole position here. But again, we have the engine penalty, so we're not going to be starting at the front of the grid. We're probably going to be starting off in the midfield here, but let's get into this race. Sebastian Vettel only qualifies in P6, so I kind of jinxed it there. He didn't really show up. He's got a little bit of work to do. I'm going to have work to do because I'm probably going to be starting behind him. But yeah, let's get into this race. Let's see if we can make our way up from the midfield, try and get on the podium, or even win the race here in Mexico. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Mexican Grand Prix. We have suffered another engine penalty because of what happened to us in the United States. So we qualified on pole. We got a 10th place grid penalty, but we made back 2 of the spots because Charles Leclerc and I believe George Russell have also suffered from engine penalties. So we saved those 2 spots. We're in P8. I have not raced Mexico in a long time, so I don't know how good or bad the overtaking is on this track. But from what I've seen on other YouTubers, you know, online races and all that, my team career modes, it does make for a pretty exciting race. So let's see what we could do here in Mexico. We're not in the drivers championship fight anymore because of the last DNF in the US. We are still in the Constructors Championship. I believe we're 40 something points behind Red Bull, and then McLaren and Ferrari are also in front of us. Sebastian Vettel also did not have the greatest qualifying. He's down in P5. He's in front of Max Verstappen. But Verstappen needs to win this race if he wants to win the title as well. Charles Leclerc is starting in P14, so that is good for him. Well, let's get on the grid here. Bring out these tires a little bit. There we go. Alright, let's get right into this. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, here we go for the Mexican Grand Prix. We're going to try and get on the outside lane here going into turn 1. We got 5 red lights. And this race is underway here. And we got a great start. We might actually overtake Hamilton going into turn 1 here. Before we got there, we're making up ground on Verstappen. Sebastian Vettel moves up into P4. We're kind of stuck in the inside here. Oh man, we have massive contact with Lando. He also has contact with Sebastian Vettel, but we shoot up into P5. I don't think we got wing damage there. There wasn't much I could do. I was kind of trapped in there. Vehicle condition.
No tire concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like we have any damage, which is great. Car feels a little understeered, but that just that might be the tires. So we'll see here as we got these tires ramped up. I need to take a look at the little chart as well, just to confirm. Yeah, why does the car feel very understeery? Okay, we're gonna get the run on Lando here with the DRS. We're gonna use a battery. Our MGUK is worn out, so Mark is saying we have to kind of chill on the ERS deployment as we're gonna dive down the inside and we just squeeze Lando out, and that puts us up into P4. So after starting down in P8, we've already moved up 4 spots, and we are just shy of a podium right now. We need to stay in DRS range. That is very important. Actually, are we in DRS range? No, we're not in DRS range right now. Okay, we need to use a battery. I can't be using it too much though, because I don't want the MGUK to fail. And I'm back-to-back failures. So we got to be careful with that. Hopefully this traffic allows me to kind of stay in it for now. Is that Fernando Alonso? Really, Fernando Alonso is leading the race right now. I guess he overtook Sergio Perez to start the race, and he is currently leading. We're stuck in this DRS train right now. It's me, Sergio Perez, Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris. No, Lando Norris is not in this train here, but oh my god, I didn't know what to do there. And oh my god, Sebastian, he has contact with Sergio Perez as he locks up trying to defend me, trying to outbrake me. He's got wing damage now. No, Sebastian, man. Oh, that is a noob move. He's gonna have to pit now, unless he's gonna try and stay out. He's still in front of Lando Norris, but on the right side, we move up into P3, but we need both of us to be doing well here. And Sebastian kind of just screwed up, worried about his own position in the team. Maybe he's worried we're not going to resign him, because I haven't really committed to him 100% as of yet, so he's thinking his contract is still in the balance. As we get right up on Sergio Perez here. We definitely have the pace here. I'm kind of just stuck between these drivers. So Sebastian Vettel has dove into the pits to get a new wing, and he is now in dead last, so his race might be ruined here. The only thing that would really save him is a safety car, and Sergio Perez almost slips up in front of his home crowd. I just realized that too. It is his home race, so I'm not surprised why he hasn't really tried to go for it here and take the lead of this race. Impress the Mexican fans here. As we go through the stadium section once again, on to lap 8. Yeah, we could really get him this time. Got 96% battery. We're going to use it here. We're going to go for it. Because we can still trail behind Fernando Alonso. The CRM4, the rocket ship that it is, we're just going to zoom past. We might actually get Alonso too as he goes in to defend. And we have to be very early on the brakes. We had contact. And Alonso is kind of pushing us to the outside here. He almost clips us into turn 3 when we get into P2 here. We're going to have DRS. We're going to go for the move, take the lead of this race. He's going to be late on the brakes, I'm assuming. So, we got way too wide. Way too wide. Okay. Did we get the move done? Yes, we did, I guess. That was a super sloppy overtake. I'm not sure if I have to concede that. I kind of went wide, so technically I lost time. But, no instructions from the FIA. We're in P1 now, and we're kind of on our way. Because we're already 7/10 in front of Alonso. Did he have contact with Sergio Perez? Maybe we suffer some damage. So we're going to box this lap. I don't think Fernando Alonso suffered damage because he's still out on track. Carlos Sainz is in P3 along with Sergio Perez in P2. Mark telling us to use the battery, but I don't know. That doesn't really make sense because earlier he was saying we gotta preserve the MGUK. Well, let's see if the front runners come in box with us, or are they going to try and stay out and gain some time on the older set of tires here? Just lock up Central into the pit lane here. Let's see, Perez is staying out. One of the McLarens is in. Actually, both of them, no. Lando Norris stays out. It's Carlos Sainz in the pit lane. Fernando Alonso in the pit lane as well. I'm assuming Sebastian Vettel is going to stay out, and it looks like we might be coming out with them here. Are we going to be out in front? Oh no, that's Oscar Piastri in the Ferrari. Let's see if we can keep the position here. Take it nice and easy. Try and keep the spot, leaving him tons of space here. Just don't clip me, please. Thank you. Fighting it very respectfully. He's going to have DRS, so we've got a little bit of a fight here with the Ferraris. He's gonna charge down the outside and we lock up. Oh no, and he's still not able to overtake us. What the hell is going on here? That's the second time we've done an overtake like that, as these tires obviously not up to temperature. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're on lap 32 now. Sergio Perez gets taken out, it looks like, or he has a failure. We have a safety car with 4 laps left in this race. No, I mean, it's whatever. Hopefully we can keep the spot on the reset, but you know what, let's maybe we should just go and pit. You think we can go pit? I don't know. That doesn't seem like a good decision. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna rescind that. Just me being silly. I kind of got bored here. I've been leading every lap of the race since the overtake. Let's see if anyone's gonna pit here. I highly doubt that with 3 laps left in the race. Yeah, there's no speed limit right now. It's gonna take a while to get us reset here because there's some cars that are like ahead of me that I was kind of close to overtaking. So let's see how long it takes to get reset. If we end under a safety car, that'd be extremely shocking. I haven't seen that in this game, but Carlos Sainz overtakes Sergio Perez. I'll put the replay up for that. And Sergio Perez, I guess it looks like he gets taken out. I think it was over here at the little triangle section where he was taken out. He's no longer on track, so I can't see where his car is. But we're gonna get reset here with 4 laps left to go. This will give Sebastian Vettel also another chance to try and make some spots up. I believe he is behind Charles Leclerc right now. Might be Oscar Piastri. Schwartzman is out of the session now somehow. In the Alfa Romeo, he is stopped on track there, down at turn 3. So I guess he just had an engine failure. We're supposed to be getting reset this lap. I don't know if we will because not all the cars have caught up, but the game I think just does 2 laps under the safety car. And then it doesn't really care who's where. They just, yeah, there you go. Okay, so we're in this lap. I haven't really been keeping our tires up to temperature here. I hate this. I have no control over the throttle. Okay. I guess I just have to kind of wait. I literally can't press the throttle at all. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're gonna get set here. Carlos Sainz could be right on our gearbox. And we're gonna go here.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel.
Alright, here we go. So, Carlos Sainz, 4 tenths behind us. McLaren in P2 and P3 after one of them. I'm assuming Carlos Sainz takes out Sergio Perez down at the triangle section. And our tires are not warmed up at all here, so we might be struggling for grip just a little bit. The tires are also worn out too, but everyone's on the same boat in that sense. As, who is this now? Carlos Sainz, right behind me. Gotta guard the inside here.
0.6 seconds. Time last lap was a
Let's guard the inside. Yeah, we need to get these tires up the temperature quickly. Carlos Sainz is right on our gearbox right now. 5 tenths and then 8 tenths to Lando, or 9 tenths. The backfielder is just way down there at turn 3.
Okay, this is your final lap.
Alright, so we're on the final lap. Only 2 laps left of racing left after the safety car. But we managed to gap Sergio Perez. Or not Sergio Perez, Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz is still in DRS range, but we should be fine. Unless we have another engine issue in the last 3 quarters of the last lap in this race here. I'm going to get a teammate status on Sebastian Vettel as well. He was in P7, but maybe he was able to take back a spot or 2 on the reset here, because I believe he was caught up with the pack. So let's see. Teammate status.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 2.6 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. They're currently 6th.
Yes, okay. Beautiful.
1 minute 20.6.
So Sebastian Vettel, after slamming into, I believe it was Carlos Sainz? It might have been Fernando Alonso. One of those 2 drivers has to pit, goes down into P20, and he claims P6. We got the fireworks going off here in the stadium as we lock up on the final corner. And Carlos Sainz is right there. Actually, no, never mind. We take P1. Beautiful. We actually managed to finish a race, thank God. And Sebastian Vettel with some pretty solid points here. So let's see where this puts us in the Drivers' Championship. I should get Driver of the Day, yes, because we started in P8. So great recovery after suffering an engine penalty. And our pace was just absolutely unmatched in this race here. So the boys wearing papaya joined me on the podium, taking P2 and P3 combined. They scored 33 points today. And Sebastian Vettel kind of just shot us in the foot as a team, as he comes in P6. Pretty good recoveries coming back from P20 after he had to pit early because of that incident with Fernando Alonso, I believe. He comes in P6, scores 8 points, and then with my 26 points, we gain 34 points in this race, which means that we scored 1 point over McLaren, but we are still behind them by 1 point in the Constructors' Championship, 21 points behind Red Bull, and then Ferrari is only 6 points behind us. So with 2 races left, it is a massive battle for the Constructors' Championship. It's still up in the air because really anyone can take it with these 2 races left. Honestly, again, I've been saying this all season, if Sebastian Vettel can have a good race, and I don't have any failures, or Sebastian Vettel for that matter, then we should be able to take this pretty easily with 2 races left. Mercedes drops down to P6, so they're not even leading the midfield right now, which I guess would be Alpine, because the rest of us are kind of still fighting for the top spot in the Constructors. So I think Lewis Hamilton is just fully called it quits now. Early retirement for him. We're also not going to be upgrading anything, as I said earlier, because our car is still way ahead of everyone right now. I'm sure some of the teams will be bringing upgrades to the final 2 races, but I don't think they will surpass us in terms of development. And then on top of that, we're just stockpiling points for next season, if there's going to be any regulation changes after next race. I feel like they would announce them after next race. If anything, it should be earlier, just to allow us to kind of prepare for it a little better. However, guys, that is going to be the end of this one. As always, if you've watched up to this point, feel free to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you really liked it. As I said earlier, we got Portimao up next, which is going to be interesting because I haven't raced it before, minus a handful of online races, but I haven't done a My Teammates video on it or a driver career mode video on it. So it's going to be interesting to see how a 50% race goes for me here with 2 races left in the season. If you guys are excited to see how everything shakes down, make sure to hit the notification bell so you guys know when that video comes out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, guys.